Hello my crafty friends, I'm Lesley and thank you so much for stopping by Crafty Cards with Lesley. A little twist on today's card. These cards are all made with little extras that came with the Bistro Burger set. And looking at them now, you would never think that this was the same set. We'll be making just one card today, but check back soon and I will dedicate one card per video. That way we'll keep the videos a little shorter. So let's get started and make a card. Card number 1 is the Hope Your Day is Dill-ightful, and we're using the dill pickles. So I just love this. The jar actually is an old one, the Mason jar Bouquet from Close to My Heart. So this is what I'm going to use to put my pickles in, but you can put your pickles in, if you haven't got this jar, whatever little containers that you can find. Anything that sort of looks as though it's glass and you can see through the jar. So yes, let's get started and let's make a card. I'll leave this one here. As you can see, these are all the different cards, so we're going to be doing one per day. So yes, this is the original one that we made, of course. There's the last video, totally different from, say, this one here. And let me just move these out of the way and give myself a little bit more room. Okay, so we'll put this here so you can see it. And I've already cut out the little banner, and I used the little die. Just grab it here. This one here, which comes from this Happy Little Things set. I really like this. It's got a lot of different sayings, but nothing to do with dill pickles. So I just came up with my own little banner for that and printed it out on the computer. Just make sure it was in the same width as the little tag that I wanted to use, and very easy to do. So yeah, just let your imagination go wild with different titles. You don't always have to have a stamp for every single sentiment that you need. Just use your computer. So this is actually how I printed them all out. So I printed out a few so I could make a few more cards, and then just put the little banner on the top and put it through your die cut machine. So that's the banner, easy peasy. For the little mat there, I used one that's quite an old one. I can't even remember the make of it, but whatever you have to do a little mat, and if not, just do it on your paper trimmer and just do a regular rectangular mat. This one is just a standard size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And the little mat in here is about 4 1/8 by 2 7/8 approximately. And then the little jar, and then my little pickles. So let's just get everything stuck down. Oh, the little mat at the back too. So there's actually 3, well, there's a card and then 2 mats. So this one is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. I tend to use that size quite a bit for the mat, and it just gives a nice surround. This one is done straight onto the card base, but you can actually just put some foam tape or dimensionals underneath and just pop it up. But I think we're just going to keep this flat for now. And I'm just going to pop this one up, or I should say attach it with just some tape runner. Get a little piece sticking out there. There we go. So yeah, quite fun, a fun time just coming up with different cards. I hate just using the stamp for what it's actually intended to. Stamps are not inexpensive, so it's nice to get a little bit more use out of them. So it was yeah, a little bit of a challenge I set myself. So with this mat, we're going to actually use some ink. This is the Avocado ink from Close to My Heart, but whatever ink, I thought this went quite well with the dill pickles. So I'm just going to use that and a mat, a stencil, and just to add a little bit of interest to the background. And it's not very much, just a little bit behind where the jar is. This is sort of my go-to stencil, but Yeah, you can just do a little bit of ink blending if you wanted, or you can just leave it plain for that matter. So just a little bit. And this one we will bump up. And I'm actually going to just put a little bit of ink where the sentiment's going to go as well. So just right down at the bottom, just a little shadow. I didn't stencil this one. Okay, so that's all we need to do. Easy. So let's do the jar. Now, for the jar, you can actually ink blend it if you wish. I like to use a pen. I'm just going to put it on the back of here. And this is a tri-blend marker close to my heart, but whatever you have that works. So I'm going to start actually the dark one I'll do for the jar lid. So we'll just put that there. And sorry, I meant to tell you the colour. This is the Ice Grey blend. And we'll just go around the edge of the jar lid just to give it a little bit more definition. And then the base of it as well. And you don't have to colour it all in, you just want just a little hint of colour. And then we're going to put the finger daubers and ink around the edge as well. So we'll go around this part with the medium one. Just a little. I always like to rest it on some paper because I always go off the edge. Saves my mat. And just making lines, not straight curve as a jar would be. Okay, so then we're going to take, and this will dry a little bit lighter as well. Going to take the light one and then just pull the colour across a little bit. Give it a little bit more shading. Of course, your dill pickles are going to cover up most of this anyway. Sorry, I think I'm jiggling the camera. Don't want to send you all dizzy. Okay. So I think we'll just do a little bit more on top. We'll fill the top part in for the jar lid. Okay. Now what we need to do is our finger daubers. And we need the charcoal, I believe I used. Let's switch the inks out. And I'm just going to go around the edge. Any little imperfections when you cut it out. This stamp did not come with the die, or maybe it did but I didn't get it. So it's always good to sort of fussy cut them. I don't mind fussy cutting, but sometimes you get little bits of little tags of paper, so it's nice just to cover them. That sort of blends it in, just covers it up. Okay, and we can do the pickles. Go around the edge of those. Just gives it a little bit more shading, I always think, if you do that. I was just going to do one big video and put all of these together, and I thought, oh, it's just going to take way too long. I hate making everybody sit and watch the whole thing. That takes forever, so I thought we'll just split it up, and that way we don't have to rush through each card. Okay, so these are just little mint tins, and I just keep one sort of per family of colour group. So those are black and browns, and that way you don't have to clean them off. You can just pull it out whenever you want it. And usually you don't have to reload the ink either, because it holds the ink for quite a while. Okay, so let us do this. We'll do this part first, and I bumped this one up. Now my dimensionals. I'll use the large dimensionals for this one. You don't need to have a huge amount on here, but enough to give it some dimension. Okay, get the back off all of those. So I thought it's always good to change it up a little bit. So this one, as I said, the matte is different from this one. This is a decal edge one. And you can even do it with decal edge scissors too, if you have those. Okay, so we're going to stick some of these pickles down. Tape runner. And then we'll bump some up as well. So I'll do them about the same as I did them before. I try different ways of sticking them down, different numbers in there, but this seemed to work okay. So the next one here we need to bump up, and I'll use the small dimensionals for this. I love these two sizes, they're perfect. Okay, that one goes sort of in the front. Actually, no, that one needs to go up there. And then the other one in the front. So this one is going to rest over like that. So we'll just put a little bit of tape on the top part where it's sticking to. And then we'll put a dimensional on the bottom. Okay, and that can go about there. Okay, let's bring this one back in. So I've got some very thin, very sticky tape, dimensional tape, and it's not very thick, but it's just enough that it just raises it off the card a little bit. So I'll use this. So what I'm going to do is just bend that one back to there and bend that one back to there. I'll take the middle one off altogether. Just give us a little bit more room to jiggle things around. I tend to hold it like that. And then once you position it, this tape is so sticky. You've got one shot. So I think that's about right, hopefully. And so we just pull those out. And it's done. So these ones here, so what I did, as I said, I cut them out on with the little banner die cut, and then I took some quite thick cardboard and then stuck it to that. So this has got 2 layers on, but I'm also going to bump it up with dimensionals as well. So we'll just pop 3 on, I think should do it. Use the little ones. Okay, and so I'll just center that one. Just bump it over a little bit. I like that. Hope your day is delightful. Hopefully the recipient gets a little bit of a laugh out of it too. Okay, one thing I didn't bring over to my desk was the little sequins. I'll just grab those. Now I've started keeping all of this sort of stuff, my sequins, the loose things, in these cases that the Stampin' Up dies come in, because I put them on the magnetic sheet. So I had all these little really nice little envelopes, and I thought, what could I use them for? Sequins, because then they just stand up like that on my table, and I can see exactly where they are. And then when it comes to fishing them out, I can just sort of pour them carefully just into the bottom part there, and they're easy to get. Okay, so I have somewhere here we go, my little tweezers. So we'll go for the green ones again. And I just have 2 on there. Maybe I'll put another one down there. There we go. But you see how easy they are just to slide them out? I really like those. Okay, so let me get my glue. Bring that back so hopefully you can see it. I just need to have it a little bit closer to me so I can see it. And this is just regular white glue. I'm just going to pop it where we want the sequins, and then we'll slide them in. And then I'm going to put some liquid glue on the pickles. I do like liquid glue. Liquid glue. I keep calling it liquid glue. I don't know why. Liquid glass. Let's move that one over just a little bit more. Okay. So as you can see, this one here, I've got some liquid glass on the top, and then just on the bottom there, and then just on the pickles. So I'll do that again. Well, that one, it's got a little something stuck. Let's just give it a little poke. And just use this, and it seemed as though it was okay, but I think it does solidify quite quickly. Oh, there we go. And just a little bit around the edges. And it does dry quite quickly, but just give it a little time to dry. Just don't, put it in the envelope too quickly. And I'm just going to go around the edge with the pickles. You don't need to cover the whole thing. And then just a little bit on the bottom. Okay. So I think that looks pretty close to the first one that we did. I think I had a little bit more background color in that one, but hey, they both work. So that's today's card. I'll just show you what we're going to be doing next time. I can find it. So it would mix it up a little bit. So this is the one that we're going to be doing in the next video. So yes, please join me next time for card number 2, the Send in Love quilted card. I'll list everything I've used below that I used to make this card. If you enjoyed this video, and I certainly hope you did, please leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Also click on the bell icon, and that way you'll be notified when I post new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again for Send in Love. Okay, bye bye.